raising investment during coronavirus was extremely hard. Whether it's raising investment or reaching out to customers, I think it's just about being honest. So everyone's in this together and everyone gets it.
Have you got any advice for those types of companies and those types of professionals? What holiday are you going to be booking after lockdown? So Ross, thank you for coming on to Tail Talks. Can you just give a little bit of an intro about who you are and what your business is?
Sure, thank you for having me. My name is Ross Kemp and I'm the founder of ASAP Watercrafts. We make electric jet boards that you lay on and they blast you through the water.
I know that you've just gone through a big kind of crowdfunding campaign to try and raise investment. Related to that and related to everything that's kind of changed, how are you adapting and adjusting during this really challenging period?
I think the kind of key thing that I've taken from this is that everybody has to change the way that we did things before. The conversations that I've been having with our investors is we've been talking about how can we find the opportunities in the situation. Boat owners are not going out on their boats at the moment, so they're not looking to buy toys. And we all know about the situation with hotels and leisure resorts, water sports centres. We've had to really quickly kind of change direction and think, no, actually this summer needs to all be about the rescue industry because they're less affected by everything going on. I think that's the most important thing for me, that you've just got to react quickly. And I think where people will come in trouble is where they don't react and where they just kind of put their head down and put their head in the sand and say and pretend it's not happening and carry on like they have been.
That makes sense. You mentioned that the fact that you are trying to overcome certain challenges and adapt and change. Do you see any other opportunities for yourself?
When those restrictions lift, we feel that there's going to be a sudden rush of people wanting to get outside, experience more and make the most of what's left of the summer. So one of the opportunities we've seen is we want to prepare for that, and we've taken this lockdown time at the moment to work on building up our stock and to build products.
Have you got any advice then? Because there's probably a lot of companies who are in a similar situation where they're either developing a product or they've got a product which isn't necessarily going to sell during this period. Have you got any advice for those types of companies and those types of professionals?
I guess it goes back to just looking for the opportunities and I mean, if I would have taken my dad's advice back in the start of March, then we would have closed down the company and just be doing nothing and waiting for it to lockdown to lift. But actually we looked at it a different way and thought, now we've got extra time, which we didn't know that we were going to have, so let's make the most of it. For example, I saw an amazing quote on LinkedIn which said, who was it that led the digital transformation of your business? Was it the CEO? Was it the CFO, or was it COVID-19?
Got any advice for people who are still trying to communicate with investors and still trying to raise investment? Different things that you found worked in terms of keeping that communication or still trying to keep them on board and in the loop with things. Have you got any advice towards that?
Raising investment during coronavirus was extremely hard. Some investors at that point outright said, we're not investing in anything else for the rest of the year. Some investors said they want to reduce their amount that they want to invest with us, and others just were very honest and said, because of everything going on, we don't want to invest at the moment. Having said that, we overfunded the round and we raised more than we thought we would, and we managed to close this successfully. And I feel like we really did beat all of the odds on that. I think it is very industry specific. So I think it depends which industry you're in. If you're in that leisure industry, then now is probably not the time to be starting a new fundraising round. If you're in anything to do with healthcare or remote working or digital-based business, then now is a really good time to be raising money, because investors want to kind of get on those and be part of those opportunities at the moment.
That makes sense. Would you say then, obviously for the ones that are in the leisure industries, if they can just somehow continue to build that trust and rapport with all of their, current investors, past investors, potential investors, and just show them that they are adapting and making those changes, like you said, how you adapted and changed, would you say then that's a good opportunity there for them to stay in, their mind for when things do get back to normal? Would you say that's a good opportunity for those types of people to continue to keep running their business and to keep things moving, so when things do, come back to normal, they can move forward with things?
Yeah, definitely. And I think with whether it's raising investment or reaching out to customers, I think it's just about being honest.
Is there any final remarks in terms of one like little nugget of advice or anything that you'd like to end with, or for anyone with how they might be feeling or what they might be going through? Is any kind of final remarks that you can give for people?
Savor the experience, and like you spoke about before, take the time to reflect and to plan, so that when things do get better, which they will, you're ready and you're prepared. And I guess the main thing is to not panic as well, because the main thing for me is that everyone's in this together and everyone gets it, and no one's going to be telling you off for delivering that order late at the moment. So make the most of that and enjoy that the pressure's off slightly.
Yeah, no, love it. Thank you again. Thanks for being part of this. I think it's really interesting to see your perspective from the fact that you've just raised some investment and how that's going to change things, how you're going to be adapting and how you're currently adapting the business, what you're going to take away from this. I think it's really interesting to hear it from your perspective and your point of view. So thank you very much again. And I look forward to seeing your successors post-corona and seeing how things go.
Fantastic. Thank you. I've really enjoyed it.